Yo, what is going on, Raiders? Today I'm back with another video in which we'll try out 4 things you've never done before in Cloud Raiders. Obviously you haven't tried some of them because there is no logical or strategical reason to do them, but it's fun to try them out and that's why I'm making a video about that. That being said, let's have a look at number 1. One Bombardier takes down a Stronghold. Under normal circumstances, one troop would never win against a Stronghold 10. But what if I tell you there is more or less a sneaky way to be able to do so, and that's gonna happen with just one Bombardier. Of course you can also use a Dragon, but just to show you that this is possible also with a weaker air troop, I'm gonna go for him. So let's go for a strong base like this one from Sarmiento, and to take down the Stronghold with just one Bombardier, we're gonna make use of 5 Fog Barrels and just 1 Berserk Barrel, and that's almost enough to get there, but we'll need one key battle spell to make sure that the Bombardier will go straight away for the Stronghold, and that's the command flag. So the first thing we're gonna do here is to use our first Fog Barrel to cover the entrance area of the Bombardier. Then we follow up with the command flag placed on the Stronghold, and now we need to make sure that our Bombardier is making his way safely to the Stronghold without triggering a trap or getting him some tower damage. So we basically are creating a path for the Bombardier that he can sneak through the opponent's defense and can simply take out the Stronghold without any tower noticing it. The Berserk Barrel we use then simply helps to take down the tower faster, and now we need to pay attention that our Bombardier hides within the fog for the whole time. And one trick I used here was to have a look at when the effects of the previous Fog Barrels expires, and just before the fog vanishes about the Stronghold, we will then use the next one to get some more time for the destruction, as you can see right now. I think it's obvious that this will become a very close battle and that the Bombardier will make it just in time, so that's a very expensive attack. Remember, we had to use 6 barrels to get the Stronghold down to this amount of HP. However, now we need a few more hits onto the Stronghold until it goes down without having done some damage on all the other parts of the base, which is gonna give us here the first star. And due to the fact that the fog is gone now, the Bombardier is dead within a second. I guess this strategy is that much unknown because it sounds ridiculous when you hear that getting 1 star from a Stronghold 10 is possible with 1 troop, even if the Stronghold is not standing on the outside of the base. But keep in mind, we could see that this is all about timing your barrels properly, and in an earlier fight which I did, the placement of my barrels was on point. I forgot to record it, so that's why we are watching here a replay, but since it was so close I just want to show you the last 10 seconds. So I've approached the Stronghold in the same way we've seen it in the previous clip, but I placed my barrels a little bit too fast, which is why less than a second decided about the outcome. So I had no barrel left and the Bombardier was just about to finish the Stronghold, so he starts to throw the bomb at the moment when the air mine goes up into the air to kill my Bombardier, and parallel to that the Stronghold goes down. That was extremely close because, as you can see, this strategy surprisingly works out quite well and is a guarantee for 1 star at least. I'm not quite sure if that's an effective way of beating a base, I think you can decide on that on your own, but it's definitely a fun way to win a battle, and even lower Strongholds can use this strategy to win against the Stronghold 10 when you increase the number of your Bombardiers. Now let's proceed to number 2 of the things you've never tried in Cloud Raiders. One Raider kills 45 troops. Bunker troops can be a real pain when attacking a base, since they can give additional defensive power and therefore can be the reason for getting 1 less star, or they at least take up a lot of time and kill a lot of your troops. But with the approach I'm showing you right now, you can deal with them in a situation a lot easier. So for this one we're searching for an enemy who has a lot of weak units in his bunker, and we let then one single raider kill all of them in 1 second. This is actually kind of useful when you're going into a battle, but we're gonna take this one on another level. Okay, so this Stronghold looks pretty nice with max level raiders in his bunkers. Unfortunately, we won't get those out of the bunker which is standing in the middle, but we can also have fun with those on the outside. So what we want to do is get them all at one spot close to the Stronghold, and to lure them there, we're gonna use some archers and raiders to merge both separate groups. So it seems like we're getting all the raiders there simultaneously, which is a good thing for the reason that we only need to use a couple of more archers to pile them up. I think we should be able to kill all 36 of them with only 2 clicks once we have all of them standing closely together. So let's place some more archers to do that, and now we can activate the fire burst potion, and as soon we place our raider, all of them are gone within a second, and the only thing that remains is that graveyard of fallen raiders, and we can do that as well with archers. So there's one precondition to it when we want to kill 54 archers with just one raider. To make that work, we need to place our bunkers closely together like I did here in my base. At this point I couldn't find somebody doing that, and therefore we're just gonna attack my base, but if you find such a gift, remember, simply use the Fireburst potion to make your life a lot easier. Alright, let's get started and attack myself. So here we are facing off my own base, and to kill all of the archers with just a single raider, we need to deploy him in between of all bunkers, so that the effect of the Fireburst potion reaches even the archers standing on the edges. Now we just need to activate the Fireburst potion in advance, and then we're ready to send our raiders against all of the archers. And as soon as he dies, every archer is gone. So in such fights we can get pretty valuable trades by exchanging one raider to get rid of the units in one or more bunker, which of course depends on how they are standing. Now that you know that it's possible to kill 54 bunker troops with just a single raider, we're ready to go on to number 3. Bombastics vs Strongholds. Bombastics are famous for their ability to blow walls into pieces, but are they also good in destroying a stronghold? Well, I don't know yet, and that's why we're gonna try that one out in the next battle against the Stronghold 10. For this one we're gonna take 120 Bombastics and we're gonna see what happens right now. Of course we can't go against the base where the Stronghold is standing in the center, all our Bombastics would die before they could reach it, and therefore this base from Sky Captain is exactly the right one to test it out. Since the Bombastics would attack the walls under normal circumstances, we need to use the command flag once again. And then we're ready to deploy all of our 120 Bombastics to take down the Stronghold, but wait. We've used already over 50 of them, and it seems like that the only effect they're having is to fly into heaven after blowing themselves up. But they actually didn't do a lot of damage, they barely did a scratch to it, and even the last remaining Bombastic have no impact on the HP bar of this Stronghold. So I think we can conclude here that this is probably one thing you've never tried, but also makes no reason to ever try, because it's completely pointless to do such an attack except when you want to lose Valor and Clouds. But at least it's a thing only a few players in Cloud Raiders did so far. So we have to leave this fight without a single star. But there is one more thing you might have never tried out in a battle, which we're gonna check out now. Cloning the Summoning Boss Potion. So in this battle we're gonna check out if we can clone the boss in the Summoning Boss Potion with the Diamond Prism. And that's why we're gonna try that out against the Stronghold player, but before we're gonna start with the main push I need to warn you. I really did mess up this battle, but I had only one Summoning Boss Potion left, and that's why I can only serve you with this failure. So we'll just ignore my bad performance here and pretend nothing ever happened afterwards, but still we need to go through this because I'm sure this is also one thing nobody tried out so far. So we're having here 2 Marauder pushes, and they actually didn't went the way I wanted them to go, which is also the case for the Cannoneers, which I sent into the battle a few seconds later, and that's the reason why this fight went so bad. The first thing I tried out here was to destroy the buildings to make a path for the Summoning Boss Potion and the Cannoneers. But as you can see, Avalanche had a different goal in mind, and that's where everything starts to get worse. For the reason that the Diamond Prism is only effective when it's used on a lot of troops, I had to use it in the next time because otherwise my troops would have been way too spread out to make proper use of it. And as we've wondered about whether the boss potion can be cloned, we can now clearly see that this is not possible. Even though Avalanche went straight through the Diamond Prism's effect area, no copy popped up. And unfortunately this boss doesn't stand a chance against those towers around the Stronghold. His HP bar decreases with an enormous amount of speed down to 0, although we've used another healing barrel to make him last longer. And we're seeing now my troops getting slaughtered by that Dragon Tower, but fortunately we're getting closer to the 50% damage, and since there are still a couple of buildings standing on the outside, we can soon place some troops out of the tower's range to collect then the missing percentages for 1 star. Now this is only one desperate attempt for me to get some more damage on this base, but for the fact that my troops are stuck on the walls, nothing big is gonna happen there anymore, and so far we are at 49% damage, and just one more building is gonna give us the desired 1st star. So let's skip a little time, and then the archers, which I've sent in a couple of seconds earlier, can take out that cloud beacon and that troop bunker at the top. So I've never wasted some good buffs like that in my whole Cloud Raiders career, but that of course can happen, and at least you know now what's fun to test out and what's not. If you have some other creative ideas about what most players probably never have tried out so far in the game, let me know about that in the comments. Furthermore, I hope I could show you that you can have a lot of fun when experimenting around with buffs and troops, because sometimes useful things can be the result, so my advice is always try out different variations. Alright, here we are again at the end of this video, and my last one was about the overpowered gauntlet attacks where I just dominated the Stronghold with the most fearsome troop inside of the game. Other than that, I'll be back next week with another video. This is it from me, have a great raid, peace out.